Hey there, I'm Sander. I'm the founder of Stockpilot. Stockpilot is a platform used by e-commerce businesses all over Europe. I started working on this application all the way back in 2017. Back then I learned coding from Justin Mitchell from Coding for Entrepreneurs. I'm grateful forever. Stockpilot is now entering a scale-up phase, which is pretty exciting. But I decided, because I'm missing the building from scratch part, I decided to do some building in my own time. I have this little analytics tool I use for Stockpilot. I built myself a while back, and now I thought, let's make a dashboard out of it. Let's make a little simple SaaS platform. Today I promised on Twitter to myself that I will have a working application the end of January. And I decided to journal my progress with these videos. This is the first one, and it will be a series. And hopefully we will make it in the end of the month. And this is my little side project, evening/weekend hustle. So let's jump in and hopefully you'll learn something from it. Thanks, cheers. So what we have is this tool that we use on stockpilot.com, which tracks when people click on buttons. So for example, a problem is that every month we get from our marketing guy a report, like we had so many clicks on Google Ads, so many clicks on Capterra, and so we had a total of X amount of visitors, and these people, you had so many people converting to a paid plan, so this is your conversion. But we want more specific knowledge, so we want to know exactly which registration is linked to which visitor and where they come from. So what we do is we track. We know the last session of the user, so if they come from Google, we store that with a little script, and that script is just a JavaScript file that makes a session ID, and that session ID is like a hash, and that hash is unique to every client, to every visitor. And many buttons have this little parameter. So in this you already see click event, keep session. So if I copy this link address, we see click event is keep, and then session ID is like a variable. So we say we keep the session ID. And there are many actions we can also set, and we have a cookie, I believe. But keep is mostly used. And what it does is, if we go cross domain, so if I click start free trial here, it now parses the session ID. And if I now sign up here, this session ID is parsed, saved on the organization that signs up. And also in the code of Stockpilot, let me show you. We have this sign up, add metadata to session, and then we just do a call to our app that stores like some metadata, so we know if someone is signed up or in a trial, etc. So that's what a tool does in basis. And then we have another tool that sends us alerts, and when for example our website is offline, very simple, and also we are on this website. Here we are, and they have like a top 3 of software used, and we are here, and this is a very nice funnel for us. A lot of people come from here, but these guys are sometimes just kicking you off based on your advertise bidding, and we never know. So we kind of track this website and other websites to see if we're still on the page existing. So that's also a tool we have in the same code base. And I was already setting it up, so I have this code base here. I wrapped it in a project named SiteTracker. It's always named SiteTracker. I bought a domain this afternoon, sitetracker.io. And it's just now WordPress with nothing, with some ChatGPT text, whatever. And then we have a login. But if we log in, let's see if we have our account. Yes. So I added some bootstrap, a bootstrap layer. Just simple. No logo yet, but we have a tracker and we check. So that's the name for now for the two features. The tracker consists of a domain, so we have many domains we can add here. So I added this domain, and well, now we know. Oh yeah, so let's explain this. Here we have all the session IDs, and for example, if we have a session, now let's do this one, Google Paid. We click on this. We know that the user came with a parameter GCLID, which means Google Ads. So this is a paid conversion, and he didn't sign up. If he would have signed up, we would have seen it. We can say metadata sign up. And then you see trial is true, sign up is true. And that's how we track. It's not really user friendly, but it's very handy tool for me to see what our conversion do, where we have to spend our advertising money, and that's it. I'm sure many other solutions are on the market, but yeah, we build this ourselves, and that's what we use. And I think it has potential to be a little dashboard application for other SaaS platforms to use as well. Many things are now done in the backend with Django. It's built in Django, and with Django you have your own admin. And on the admin side, many of these models are created. So that has to first be able to be done on the front end. So that will be a big task to do that. And also things have to be more user friendly. So that's something I have to really think about. But I think probably if this feature is like, that's the first task to make it all usable on the front end with some forms and you name it. Form submissions and some managing, so some basic CRUD stuff. I think it's already a very handy application. And I will think about a goal where to bring this before we go to market. What you see here, by the way, is referrers, and the referrer is something the user can also make themselves, and I can show it on the Django side. Let me go quickly here. Yeah. So we have here the Django administration. And I don't know if you're familiar with it, but in Django, this is just a representation of the database. I always host applications on Heroku, and I always use Postgres for the backend stuff. So here we have the trackers, and every tracker consists of a visit, and then we have here the referrer rules and referrer labels. Well, and this is a label. So Google Paid, for example, and if we go to referrer label, we have here Google Paid, and it's assigned to this domain, and it's one of the domains you saw in the beginning. And each domain has a referrer rules, and the rules are, for example, here we have Google Paid, and we say if the value contains, if the condition contains GCLID, that's all we need to know, then we want to label this. And then in each visit, and let's see if we can just get one of these. I cannot search on Handy. Here we have it. Here you see the domain, and we have some other basic information, but then we have referrer parameter. It's stored in a JSON field, and also the journey. What did they click? And that's it. And then based on these parameters and the URL, we filter out the rules we have here. For example, a little bit more complicated one we just saw is, for example, cloud hints. But also organic is interesting. Here, Google organic. So then we say in order 0, index 0, we say it does not contain GCLID, because then it's a Google Paid. and it always contains the value Google. So that's like the URL. It could be google.com or .nl, it doesn't matter, but it contains this value. And that together tells us it's Google Organic. So that's how we filter, and we can create as many filters as we want, of course. And also handy. But then, we have to think about how we can make this more handy for people. The checks is also interesting. It's just a little checker, and let's go to the checks app here in Django. The checker, for example, here is Cloud Hints again. That's the one I just showed you, the top 3. It checks if Stockpilot is still represented on the top 3 page. Check once per hour, and what does it do? We go to checks and we say rules. HTML element exists, and we say this element should exist in an A-ref. And we just used beautiful soup in Python, and we scrape the web, and we scrape on this element, this attribute, and we look for this value. That's all we do, and we do that, I believe, once an hour. And then we have a notification. For now it's only email, but I could send myself an SMS as well. And then we have another one, is Stockpilot still online? And the check is, let me see, the check is if Stockpilot is still online every 15 minutes. It just checks if it gets a 200 response. And that's also a very handy tracking tool. So I think these 2 features, maybe we need another feature, let's think about that. But for now, I think the first task is to make everything CRUD. Here we already have a little bit of CRUD, create a check. And then you see a very ugly form, but at least you can create something on the front end. I think my first task will be that you also can do that here. You have to create a refer, you have to be able to remove it, and maybe some export function, that you have a button to export it to Excel or whatever. And that's what I will first build, and I think I will do that in the next video. So this was my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's the first time I'm doing something like this, so I hope you could follow it, and I also hope you tune into the next video if you watch this. And if you have any feedback, let me know, and if you have any questions as well. In the next video I will bring some more code in. We really will see the code base and explain a bit further how stuff works if you're interested. And also we make a clearer roadmap of everything we need to do to get it done in the end of the month. See you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.